What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 10 of the best modern man fragrances in my collection. So I did the classic men fragrances. Now I'm going to go ahead and get into more of the modern fragrances. So these are some are a little bit sweeter, but it's not as old school or as classic smelling as some of the ones that I mentioned in the last video. For example, Creed Bois de Portugal. But yeah, let's go ahead and start off with a take on a classic man's fragrance that's been updated. It's going to be Passion de Cartier Parfum. A little bit boozy. This is a really nice scent by Cartier. It's actually my favorite scent by Cartier. I did get rid of my first bottle, had to buy another bottle, but the Eau de Toilette is more like the classic barbershop or classic fougere fragrance, while the Parfum is a new take on that smells, to me, nothing like the Eau de Toilette. But yeah, really good scent. If you're into something, if you're looking for something that's under $100, definitely look into that. Next one is going to be Guerlain's L'Homme Ideal Extreme. I recently got the new Parfum, but I haven't really spent much time with it. But the Extreme is really good. It's my favorite one. I have had the L'Intense before, and I do have the Parfum. The Parfum is probably going to be in second place from how I've smelled it, and I've worn it a little bit, but not really like a full day wearing it, just kind of testing it out. The Extreme's a really good one. I've tried the red cap before, the one with the red cap. A lot of people prefer that one. This one's just as good to me. But yeah, definitely spend your money on this. I don't know why I got the small bottle. I might have just not realized when I was buying it that I was buying the small bottle. So I will definitely buy another bottle of this if I run out. I already have a pretty small dent on this. I enjoy wearing this one to work. I really enjoy the dry down to this fragrance, but the Parfum, I haven't given it a full wearing, so I can't say if I like the Parfum better than this one yet. Next is going to be the last lower end designer. Not low end designer, but before we get into the crazy price designers. It's going to be Dior Homme Intense. So I was in between Prada L'Homme Intense and Dior Homme Intense. Neil says that I am probably more of a Dior Homme Intense guy. Neil's more of a Prada L'Homme Intense guy, and I'm gonna have to say that he was right. I think I'm a bigger fan of Dior Homme Intense. Something I used to not like in the Dior Homme line was the waxiness. I didn't enjoy waxiness in the Intense, or I didn't enjoy I tried the Parfum, a clone of the Parfum. I really did not like the waxiness, but now it's something I've come around to really enjoy. But yeah, Dior Homme Intense. I do have a sample of the Dior Homme Parfum 2025 on its way. I do have a feeling I'm probably going to buy that fragrance. I might go to one of the stores in Toronto. I live in New York, but I might drive up to Toronto to buy it there, just because it's closer. That's the closest Dior I have to me. But and it's also cheaper. Instead of being $185, it's actually $135 for the 70 ml size in Toronto. So the conversion of Canadian to US definitely makes it cheaper. So I might just go ahead and buy it over there, just to save some money and get it same day. Now let's go ahead and start getting into the crazy stuff. You know what? Let me go ahead and separate these into high-end designers and then niche. So first, I'm going to start off with Spice Blend for the Pre-Day lines. This is going to be Dior Spice Blend. This was my fragrance that I wore when I proposed. This is the fragrance we bought that day, and I wore it that night to propose. But my girl loves it. I love it. I've been thinking a little bit about this. I don't know if I've said it in the video before, but this is somewhat like Dolce & Gabbana the One. like if Dior made it and elevated it. So I would put it in that family. Wearing it, it kind of puts me in that family. Um, but yeah, I definitely think this is the better fragrance. This is a way nicer fragrance. Definitely get your nose on it. I don't even know what to say. Like it's a really good fragrance. Next is gonna be my first. I think this was one of my first high-end designer fragrance that I purchased, and I really felt like I needed it. It's Tuxedo. When I first got it in, I was wearing it a lot. You know what? Not you. Smelling this side by side. You can put these two in the same family. But these are very, well, I'll say for both of these are both very elegant fragrances. You're going to smell like you have a lot of money. Definitely the modern man, but definitely like modern man with a lot of money kind of man. Tuxedo, you could find, if you don't want to spend the money on Tuxedo, you could get Roche's Eau de Parfum. I did have that one. It's a fresher take on Tuxedo, so you're not really going to get much Tuxedo off of it. I also had Kismet for Men by Maison Alhambra. I would say that might be a little closer to Tuxedo than Roche's will be, just because Tuxedo, or Roche's is a fresher take on it. And Kismet for Men, I would say the dried down is just a bit different. But yeah, if you don't want to spend that money on Tuxedo, then that's what I would recommend at least. Next, it's going to be my last high-end designer before we get into niche. It's going to be Imagination. So I thought about Ombre Nomad. I thought about L'Immensité. I thought about Meteor. Imagination is just the one that takes the cake. It's a very different fragrance. I don't know, or at least I don't have any fragrances that smell like Imagination. I'm glad I got the 200 ml bottle, just because I feel like I'm going to run through this, honestly. I wear it now that it's cold. I think today was like 14 or 15 degrees. I would consider wearing this today. I don't have anything on today. I haven't really gone anywhere today, but this is an easy grab and go for me. From the sample I had, I just kept coming back to that sample, and I decided I needed a bottle when I pretty much finished the sample, or I was pretty much close to finishing the sample, and I was like, I just need to get the bottle. So definitely sampled first and then decided to buy the bottle. But yeah, that's definitely one that you have to love it to spend the money on it. If you don't love it and you don't see yourself wanting it, then save your money and just don't buy it, or just buy something like a clone that's similar to it. That would fill that spot in your collection. Now let's go ahead and get into the niche fragrances. Of course, I'm a Creed guy, and I have a few Creeds in my collection. I'm going to put Absolute Aventus in this list. The reason I'm putting Absolute Aventus is because we all know Aventus. I would consider Aventus the modern man, a modern man fragrance. It's a Chypre, but I don't remember when it came out. I think it was like 2008 or something, or 2012. Not really too sure. Everyone's done it to the end right now. Oh my god, my battery's dying. I gotta hurry up. All right, it just cut off on me. Different reason. Card got full. Took a chance to just change the battery. All right, so back to, I don't know exactly where I was, but back to Absolute Aventus. Everyone's done Aventus. Even my camera was tired of hearing it. That's what they just went ahead and cut me off. But I think this is the better version, or a different version that kind of makes you want to wear Aventus again. It kind of like, it sparks that fire in you again to enjoy Aventus. Just because Aventus is so popular at this point, people just like to hate on it. But I still love Aventus. Aventus Cologne I still love. I do have it. Absolute Aventus I love. And my girl has Aventus for her, which she loves. That's actually her signature scent. But definitely had to be on this list. Again, it was a toss-up of either Aventus or Absolute Aventus. to change things up a little bit, I think to have like a fragrance with that darker kind of DNA, I did go ahead and choose Absolute Aventus over Aventus, but you could definitely easily add Aventus to this lineup. My next Creed is going to be Creed Viking. So it's the barbershop fragrance from Creed. I would say it's people say it smells like Old Spice, but I feel like this is more modern than the classic Fougere fragrances and Chypras or whatever. So like that kind of DNA. This is definitely a more modern take on the barbershop Fougere. Yeah, I love myself some Viking. Viking definitely have to be on this list. If we're talking about anything masculine, deserves to be on this list. Now let's go ahead and get down to the last two. I would say these two are, one's more hyped than the other, but this is hyped. This is going to be one of the tobacco fragrances that I have in this collection or in this list. It's a fresh tobacco scent. It's like a tobacco fougere, kind of. It's going to be Naxos. I know a lot of people love to hate on Naxos, but it's a really clean tobacco scent. Honey tobacco. Again, I would put this in the modern man because something, I don't think back then there would be something considered to be close to this, or they would even have this kind of idea. It's like a sweet honey tobacco. I would think it's too sweet for them to consider back in the day to consider this masculine. If anything, it's not feminine, and it does give a little bit of a throwback, like a tiny bit throwback vibe, but definitely way more modern. Definitely a modern masculine scent. I'm happy to have it in my collection. I know a lot of people love to hate it. A lot of people say, I think people say it smells medicinal. I don't get any of that. I had a clone of it. If you don't want to spend Naxos money, I would say get Vux Elegant. Pretty good clone of Naxos. That, when I got that fragrance, or that clone, I thought it was going to hold me off from buying the real thing, but I have to get the real thing. I actually don't have any more clones in my collection. Just got rid of the last 3 that I had, and now it's no more clones in my collection. And the last one we're going to go ahead with, this is, you have to be a man to wear this. This is also a take that could be reminiscent to older classic DNAs, but I'm going to have to go with the Maj 25. The Maj Jubilation 25. Little powdery. I don't know if there's oud in this, but if there is, doesn't smell like it. It's smoky, powdery. Really good fragrance. I don't wear it as much as I should, honestly, but it's fragrances like this one. I don't know if I should wear it to work. It's like a fragrance, like kind of like Ombre Nomad. I love wearing this one out when I'm out and about, but it's a professional setting that it could offend some people. I just don't. So, I mean, I could get more into why I don't, but I'd rather just leave it at that. It is what it is. I'll keep it on the safe side. I'll wear things like Imagination, Aventus, Viking. I got plenty of options to wear to work instead of something more challenging. Sometimes I do wear something challenging and there's complaints. Not that I overspray or anything. It's just some people just like to complain. It is what it is. Someone always wants to find an issue with something. But anyways, yeah. Let's just say at work, I normally keep it on the safe side. So that's all I have for you guys today. Please leave a like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know what your 10 recommendations would be, or if you have any recommendations that you think I should check out, let me know. We'll see if I could add those onto my list that I don't know if it's going to keep growing or not, or if I might just stick with what I have on that list and what I have currently for a while. We'll see. But yeah, let me know if you disagree with anything. I would like to hear why you disagree with any of these fragrances. But this could easily be like a top 10 in any man's collection or anyone's collection. And these just happen to be some in my collection. I have to get around to doing a video about my collection. I don't have a display or anything like that, so I'd probably have to like show each bottle, but I should probably talk about what I have in my collection. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Have a good one, guys.